Hello! It has been an incredibly long time since I've needed to do one of these. Quite a few rather wonderful and interesting things are happening around here at the moment, so the situation has called for me to, you know, talk to you about them. But before I move into the two main topics of this video, there are a couple of very major milestones my channel has either passed recently or is in the process of passing at the moment. So a little over a month ago, on the 23rd of February, that day marked the 1-year anniversary of me starting making videos on this channel. Yeah, I know that's over a month ago, so it's a bit out of date at this point, but I do need to talk about it, as the fact that I've been doing this for that long feels really crazy to me. And it really isn't that long in comparison to some of the veterans of this community who've been doing this for years and years and years, but when I think about where I was a year ago and how far I've come and how much I've achieved in that time, to me at least, it really is a big deal. And in terms of what I have achieved during that time, that brings me on to the next milestone, and I am currently not more than a handful of subscribers away from hitting 10,000. When I first started things up around here, one of my goals was actually to hit 10% of that by the end of my first year. So to be pushing 5 digits at this point, and I think about just how many people that is, people that know who I am and people that I assume give a shit about what I have to say, which just feels absolutely insane to me, and I don't actually have anything other than what I'm saying now to do to celebrate these milestones. I did have a couple of things I wanted to do earlier on, but I guess those will have to wait until some stage in the future. So the only thing I have to say right now is a very boring, very straight and simple thank you. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to me, whether you've been around for an entire year or an hour. It still means a lot to me. And of course, to everyone around here I've worked with during this time, anyone I've made videos with, been in podcasts with, it has been an absolute pleasure. And thank you as well. You know who you are. Right, that's enough of that. So, Captain Earth aired the other day, and it would be a massive understatement to say that I was looking forward to watching that show. Now, I've never really been one to make first impression videos, but I don't really feel like I was satisfied merely tweeting about what my thoughts on that first episode were. So for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past 6 months, Captain Earth is Yoji Enikido's and Bones' latest mecha outing, and for lack of a better description, the first episode was fucking incredible. And I had seriously high expectations for this thing. I mean, it's got the entire same production team as Star Driver, and as far as Bones Mecha goes, Star Driver's kind of one of the worst ones, but it was still bloody entertaining. But as a whole, Bones have just always been so on point when it comes to mecha. Like, Razafon is incredible, and I think all of you are aware by now that Eureka 7 is my favourite anime of all time. But what was it that made the first episode of Captain Earth so good? Surely it did something different and profound for me to be able to rate it so highly. When in actuality, it actually did nothing different at all. It followed the same episode structure as just about every first episode I've ever seen of any mecha series ever. You get a little bit of a backstory of the protagonist, you find out he's got issues because of his dead father. At some stage in the episode, he stumbles upon the robot from all of the promo images, and then he uses said robot, flies into space to combat some sort of world peace endangering antagonist. But the thing is, whilst I've seen that structure of first episode for pretty much every mecha series I've ever seen, this show had such a perfect and classic, ideal vibe to it. It just outlined everything I love about this genre. The overall character and world design was absolutely gorgeous, and it did have a lot of those Star Driver vibes with this incredible colour and splendour that Bones has become known for. The little we've heard of the music and the voice acting seemed really solid so far, and can I just have a bit of a moment to explode over how amazing that main mech looked? Throughout that entire like 5-minute transformation sequence, I was screaming and just beaming with ecstasy over how amazing and incredible everything looked and felt. But the only thing I'm worried about is, whilst that did look amazing, I get the feeling that if it goes along the Star Driver route, we might be seeing that unabridged every episode. But then, after that, the episode ended. I was sad, but it's all okay because we can watch it again next week. So if for some reason you haven't jumped on the hype train yet, I'm going to put a link to Crunchyroll in the description so you can all go check it out. Thus, the moral of the story is, do yourself a solid and go and watch Captain Earth. Right, now then, the main reason this video was made is to announce something rather wonderful that's going down with 2 of my very best friends for that website I do stuff for. You know, Otakakato, that one. You should probably check it out. Anyway, this has been in the works for quite some time now, so I take great pride in being able to announce the launch of the OKKO Anime Club. Oh, and what is the OKKO Anime Club, you may ask? Don't worry, I'm about to tell you. Myself, along with Ebby, Bizarre Jelly 5 and Cam TenseiTwister, will be doing a live stream on Justin TV every other Saturday, discussing a new anime each time. The very first installment will be airing live this coming Saturday, the 12th of April, around 4 PM EST, and we will be discussing the whopping wonder that is Golden Time. So if you all go away and make sure you've watched Golden Time by Saturday, come, meet us at Justin TV and we'll have a whale of a time. I'll be putting links in the description to just about every account we'll be using for this, so make sure you hit those up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, so you don't miss out on anything. I'd also advise following all 3 of our personal Twitter accounts and, of course, subscribing to Cam and Ebby on YouTube because they are 2 of the greatest people in the universe. We're all very excited about this, and I hope you are too, so we look forward to seeing you on the 12th. But with that, we have reached the end of everything I wish to discuss in this video, so as always, feel free to drop me any questions you'd like to. Anything at all, even the colour of my socks. Drop it down there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As you are fully aware, I have been and will continue to be BakaShift from otakukato.com, and I may or may not see you next week.